Welcome. Listen, I'm home by myself. Justin's been gone 13 minutes, and my back door is open. Okay, hold on. I was talking, but anyway, Justin's been gone 13 minutes. My back door is open for the cats. So I'm gonna read some Jesus. It's gonna be great. But first, we gotta see things. Things have to happen. Not exactly sure. Damn it all to hell. Okay, what's happening? Okay, I know what's happening. Yay, things are happening. Okay, so let's turn on the ambience and read us some Jesus from the journalist known as Director Dr. Luke, who knows everything. And maybe we should turn it down a little bit. It might be too much. Okay. Okay. We'll do it like that. And hopefully that works. Yeah. Okay. So let's read us some Jesus, shall we? Oh, son of a bitch, there's all my medicine. I'm back to having a lot of pills again. See, for a minute there, I only had 2 pills. But now I have this many pills. Like, fills this whole thing up. But I'm gonna talk to my neurologist and find out, right? I'm gonna find out, uh, do I have to really take all these fucking pills? Because it's like pills, 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 pills. So many fucking pills. I think that's finally Jay who says that. Anyway, let's get to reading part 2 of God Said What? Yeah, it is a story called Jesus. I don't know that guy. Which maybe we should put this over here and not touch it. Okay, we're not reading Psalms and Proverbs anymore because we spent 31 days doing that, and probably over 31 days. Yeah, no, we did 30 days of 31 days of Psalms and Proverbs. So now we're back to just 2 books instead of 4 books. So I don't have to live stream so much. Yeah. So, we are on chapter 20, and we are on the story with Jesus, and Jesus is speeding up his own demise. Like his God watch is broken or something. He's like, I gotta do this really fast. So, and people say Jesus spent 3 years on this tour. I think only one Passover is passed. It might be the Passover that he died on. Not exactly sure. But I don't even think they had one Passover. Or maybe they only had one Passover. Because remember, he was eating Passover with them. And then he left and went on more of his tour. And then another Passover came. So possibly two Passovers went by. Well, the second Passover is about to happen. One Passover has went by. So let's see. Chapter 20. Now it happened on one of those days as he taught the people in the temple and preached the gospel that the chief priests and the scribes, together with the elders, confronted him. Well, this is going to be one of those word magic things. And Jesus, being the boss that he is, not taking no shit from nobody. Like, at all, nobody. I need to move Jimmy and Juggalo closer. Yeah, that's what I need to do. Because I want the Hatchet Man in my videos. I love the Hatchet Man. I love ICP. But anyway, they're coming to try to catch him up in some word magic. And he said, tell us, by what authority are you doing these things? Who gave you the authority? Right? But he answered them and said, he's about to, he's about to answer their question with another question. This is how you always deflect an argument, right? So he takes it off of himself and puts it on John, who might be dead at this point. Not exactly sure. Okay. The baptism of John, was it from heaven or was it from man? And they reasoned among themselves, saying, if we say heaven, he would say, why didn't you believe him? But if we say from men, all the people will stone us, for they are persuaded that John is a prophet. So they answered, we don't exactly know. And then Jesus was like, well, then I'm not going to tell you either. Because, I mean, really, you don't care. But you just want to talk shit. I'm not playing this game with you. Then he began to tell the people, a certain, oh yeah, this one is fucked up. This dude lends his, like he rents out his vineyard. He's like, I'll take so much and you take so much. So the time came. So the dude sent his servants and they beat him up and sent him back. And then he was like, what the fuck? So he sent other ones, right? And they beat them up and killed some. Then the owner He's like, I'll just send my son. That's what I'll do. They've killed all these other guys, and I'll just send my son. And then the people were like, oh, it's his son. So if we kill him, we get his inheritance because that's not how things work. But okay. And then Jesus is like, what 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 would he do? Right? What will the owner of the vineyard do? Will he come and destroy those vine dressers and give the vineyard to others? And when they heard it, they heard, certainly not. And then Jesus was like, what is this that is written? The stone which the builders rejected. It becomes key cornerstone. Bob Marley. Whoever falls on that stone will be broken. On whomever it falls, it will grind them to powder. So Jesus is like, if you come to me, you better be broken or you're going to get broken, because being my friend is hard. And if you don't do the things I do and tell you to do, you will be nothing. And the chief priests and the scribes that very hour sought to lay hands on him, but they feared the people. They knew that he was talking shit about them. Jesus gives no fucks on some real shit. Jesus doesn't even care. He's like, my God watch is broken. Fuck you. You damn assholes. Fuck you. And that's what Jesus told them. And they were like, oh, he told us, fuck you. We are so bad. Let's kill him. So they watched him and sent spies who pretended to be righteous, that they might use word magic against him, to deliver him to the power and authority of Das Governor. Then they asked him, saying, look, we know you give no fucks about anything. Like, we know that. But then they were like, is it lawful for us to pay taxes to Caesar or not? And he's like, give me a penny. I just want 1 penny. Whose face is this? And they're like, Abraham Lincoln. And he's like, give to Lincoln what is Lincoln's, and give to God what is God's. Have good time. But they marveled at this answer and kept silent. Then some Sadducees who don't believe in resurrection. Listen, what I'm about to say is about to be offensive as fuck. I just want everybody to know that. But it's my reading of what Jesus is about to say. And I'm going to attempt to read it word for word without busting in. So let's see what Jesus said about this resurrection thing, shall we? Okay. They said, Teacher, Moses wrote to us that if a man's brother died having a wife but dies without children, He has to carry on the bloodline, right? And this happens. I said I wasn't going to bust in, but it's so much shit. She does this 7 times, and they die, and then she dies. Okay? So, whose wife does she become at the resurrection? For 7 had her as a wife. And Jesus said, the sons of this age marry and are given to marriage. But those who are counted worthy to attain that age and the resurrection from the dead neither marry or are given in marriage, nor can they die anymore, for they are equal to the angels and are sons of God, being the sons of the resurrection. But even Moses showed in the burning bush that the dead are raised when he called out to the Lord, the God of Abraham and Isaac and Jacob. For he is not the God of the dead, but the God of the living, for all live to him. So he's saying right here, these angels don't know each other. They only know God. They don't need to know each other. They need to know God. So it doesn't matter if they're married or not, because that's a man thing. That's not a God thing. Okay. Then the scribes answered and said, yeah, you're right. But after that, they dared not question him anymore. Because Jesus said, mic drop, bitches. Yeah, take that, mic drop. It's like the Ken Anderson finishing move, the mic check. Where he like spikes them on their head when he's going up for a small package or something. And he spikes them on their head. That's his finishing move. It's something like that. I'm not. It might be some kind of DDT, like an inverted DDT, but he spikes them right on their head. It's crazy. But we'll watch that tonight at 7. Don't even worry about it. We got a couple hours, and I've kind of got things packed a little bit. But anyway. And he was like, how can they say that Christ is the son of David? Now, David himself said in the book of Psalms, my Lord, the Lord said to my Lord, sit at my right hand till I make your enemies your footstool. So, is that God the first talking to God the second? Probably not, because God the first is in a box. He's hidden away for a long time. He's in a closet. So it's God the second talking to God the third, who is Jesus. And he's like, your enemies, you will put your feet up on their corpses. It'll be good time. Yeah. Therefore, David calls him Lord. How is he his son? David is only related to Jesus through Adam. And Jesus is related to God through Adam. And I'm not exactly sure what that means when they're like the only son of God. No. In Genesis, there was lots of sons of God, but they were sons of God the first, except for Adam. Adam was the son of God after. No. Adam was the son of God before the flood, because that's how he got Noah. and Adam was the son of God. And they used to call the angels sons of God before they started calling them gods. Which originally I thought those were the other gods, but they're not the other gods. Apparently, they're angels. It's God's. They call them the hosts of heaven. Not exactly sure. Okay. Therefore, David calls him Lord. How is he his son? Then, in the hearing of all the people, he said to his disciples, beware of the scribes who desire to go around in long robes. This one, Jesus tells you don't be like these terrible ass people. Okay? You don't do what they do. You do your shit in secret. Right? You build your character by things people say about you behind your back. And when they say mean things behind your back, make sure no one believes it. Which I don't follow that advice, by the way. And nobody likes me because I'm terrible and embarrassing. It happens, nobody likes that. But I don't give a fuck. I'll do it. And I love doing it because being yourself is what matters. And if you're not yourself, you get uncomfortable when other people are themselves because you, maybe not you and the camera, but you colloquially. I don't remember. People get uncomfortable around people who are themselves because they are not themselves. Hey, Robert, welcome. I'm glad you came in. You can stay if you want to. It's a good time. Anyway, Jesus is telling them all this, but only very eloquently and very riddly, so they might not understand. Okay. Beware of the scribes who desire to go around in long robes. Love greetings in the marketplaces and the best seats in the synagogue and the best places at feasts, who devour widows' houses and for a pretense make long prayers. These will receive greater condemnation. How many minutes are we at? 23 minutes. Okay. 21 isn't that long, but Jesus talks so much. But I guess if your God watches, bro, you probably gotta say things. You gotta say a lot of things because you have a short amount of time. I could see that, but it's so terrible. And he looked up and saw the rich putting their gifts to the treasury. And then he saw a widow putting in 2 pennies. So he said, truly I say to you that this poor widow has put more than all. For out of their abundance, they put in offerings. But out of her poverty, put in all the livelihood that she had. Then some spoke to them. Now, then, as some spoke of the temple, how it was adorned with beautiful stones and donations. And then Jesus, being Jesus, said, yeah, all this stuff is beautiful, but it won't be here forever because reasons. And, when the Son of Man comes, he's going to destroy all this shit. There's a noise. I'm not going to look. I'm not. You can't hear that noise, can you? There's a noise. Okay, I'm gonna pretend like there was no noise. Okay. Oh yeah, these buildings aren't gonna be here. And they're like, listen, dude, we have whole families, whole ass families. Can you give us a heads up? And Jesus is like, there is no heads up. Take heed that you not be deceived, for many will come in my name, saying, I am this guy. The time has drawn near. Therefore, do not go after them. But when you hear of wars, commotions, do not be terrified, for these things must come to pass at first, but the end will not come immediately. Then he said, nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there will be great earthquakes in various places, famines, pestilence, and there will be fearful sights and great signs from heaven. And every Mormon who's ever wrote a book always sees this in their visions because Mormons are stupid and they don't pay attention to everything they're reading about. Came out of Das Bible. A lot came out of Revelations. These things are, you see a lot of this before you die, like as you die. That's why people get that pre-death fear. They get scared before they die. But therefore, all these things they will lay their hands on and persecute earthquakes, various places, famines, and pestilence. And there will be fearful sights and great signs from heaven. But before all these things, they will lay their hands on you, persecute you, delivering you to the synagogues and prisons. You will be brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. When people kill their kids because God, and then they're like reading out of the Bible that they're doing this because I'm persecuted, only for Jesus' sake, not for any other reason. And Jesus is telling you, you're going to get fucked up because of me. Not because you murdered your children, not because you murdered somebody else and you're being persecuted. No. You literally committed murder, and God and Jesus have nothing to do with that. Real life. But it will turn out for you as an occasion for a testimony. Therefore, settle it in your hearts, not immediate beforehand, on what you will answer. Look, don't even worry about what you're going to say because I'm going to say it for you. Yeah. I'll tell you what to say. I'll tell you what to say so nobody can go against it. Don't even worry about it because you're going to go to court. Don't say anything. I'll say it for you. You will be betrayed by your family, and they will put some of you to death, and you will be hated by all for my name's sake. Jesus is like, you will get shit on because of me, not because of any other reason. And you, but not a hair of your head shall be lost. By your patience possesses your souls. But when you see Julian surrounded by armies, then know desolation is near. Then let all those who are in Judea flee to the mountains. Let those who are in the midst of her depart, and don't turn back. For these are the days of vengeance, that all things which are written might be fulfilled. But look, if you're having a baby and you got to breastfeed, it's going to be terrible. But hope it doesn't happen in the winter because it'll be worse. Okay, there's indeed. For there will be great distress in the land and wrath upon this people, and they will fall by the edge of the sword and be led away captive into all nations. And Jewland will be trampled by Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles are fulfilled. Man, this is sensationalism, kind of, because this is not what Jesus said. There's a lot of things added into the story to make it more provocative. And really, as I'm reading it, it seems like it's a justification for why they killed him. Like, we killed him because he said all these things. He did some kind of something with breaking the rules or something. So he's just adding stuff in here. Like Jesus said, it's going to get violent. And there will be signs in the sun, in the moon, and in the stars, and on the earth, distress of nations with perplexity, and the sea and the waves roaring. Men's hearts failing them from fear and the expectation of those things which are coming on the earth. For the powers of the heavens will be shaken. Then they will see the Son of Man coming on cloud dolphin. Now, when these things begin to happen, look up, lift your heads, because your redemption draws near. Dun, dun, dun. Jesus still talking. How do people pay attention this? Something like that, General Piggy, something like that. Okay. Look at the fig tree and all the trees. When they are ready to bud, you know yourselves summer is now near. So, also, when you see these things happening, know that the kingdom of God is near. Listen, I'm telling you, This generation will by no means pass away until all the things take place. Heaven and earth will pass away, but my words will by no means pass away. But take heed to yourselves, lest your hearts be weighed down with carousing, drunkenness, and cares of this life, and the day comes on you unexpectedly. So be good in the world, for it will come as a snare to all those who dwell on the face of the whole earth. Watch, therefore, and pray always that you may be counted worthy to escape all these things that will come to pass and to stand before the Son of Man. Man, see, don't get ready, stay ready. Look, I used to say that in my old videos. Keep your shoes on, keep your shoes tied, don't get ready, stay ready. And in the daytime, he was teaching in the temple. But at night, he went out and stayed on the mountain called Olivet. Then, early in the morning, all the people came to him in the temple to hear him. Man, man. Jesus. We don't need to lose sometimes. We're not reaching it over. Okay. So, General Piggy, what are you doing? Oh, there's a bumblebee in my house. Man, I don't know what to do. There's a bumblebee in my house. What do I do? Oh, it's fucking giant. I don't know how to let you out. He's gonna die right there. I don't know how to get him out. I'm scared to touch him. Anyway, I am still scared to be by myself. I've been by myself for 40 minutes. I've been here by myself for 40 minutes. I don't know how to let you out, Mr. Bumblebee. Oh, God, he might sting me. I know, Mr. Bumblebee. I'm gonna try to find you a way out. Come on, Mr. Bumblebee. There you go. But no, don't climb on the window. Oh, how do I touch you? Is your leg stuck? Oh no. I stick your leg. I didn't stick your leg. Come on, climb up here. No, go down. There you go. There. I let you out of the house. No, I can't close the window. Damn it. That was so hard to get open. That was so hard to close. It's not even closed all the way. Look, I just saved a bumblebee's life. Yay, I'm such a good guy. Yeah, I saved a bumblebee. Yay me. Does anybody else save random wild animals? Oh, General Piggy, guess what? I got my tricycle outside because it was propped up over there because I have a tricycle. My dad bought it for me so I could ride my bike, so I could ride a bike, but I don't have a sidewalk, so I'm not allowed to ride my bike. But I think I found a sidewalk and I could ride my bike. Yeah, that's awesome. So I might be riding my bike. Although Dustin said you're not allowed to leave the driveway. It's like you gotta be fucking kidding me. I am 40 years old. What do you mean I can only ride it in the driveway? I'm gonna ride it to the park. There's a sidewalk on the park. Anyway, I'm gonna be out of here because I still gotta finish packing. I'll finish packing things in my ass. I have to start packing things. I got my bike outside. Now I can start packing things better. I want to ride my bike, but I can't leave my driveway. I don't know. But I'm terrified. I do not want to be in that setting, especially with my daughter. I think I have to do something like that. You know, I don't know what to do. What does the sticker say? Absolutely. I'm going to start using that one, by the way. All right. I'm out of here for real now. I love y'all. And I'll be back in, like, I don't know, 5 hours for Juggalo Championship Wrestling. But I might be back before that because I got sick. Because this house makes so many noises. Like, I'll be doing something and then my house make a noise. And then I sit here and freak out for like 5 hours. Jackie Boy finally came up here and laid down. I don't know. But I do think I'm gonna be out of here. So I shut this music off. Okay, I'm out of here. I love y'all so much. Wait, something's happening. I don't know what it is. Okay, later, y'all.